The biggest killers club, really now, really. And it's actually almost funny because like Zachary used a Lucifer Starlight shell to kill a bunch of people and get a lot of money, and I think he goes and kills the parents too or something. It's a really easy way to kill people because it kills everyone, not just the people but the people around the people. Really dangerous things. So anyway, he eventually kills enough people, and they get access to enough accounts easily that anyway, he found the shells or found something. But basically, eventually they give him a medal. So yeah, no relation to me, other than they broken. So this guy who doesn't know what's going on gives this guy who stole some starlight shells a star for some strange reason. I don't really know why. And he's basically just a murdering piece of shit that got a lot of people killed. And this guy, I don't know. He's another guy. But anyway, this guy found the starlight shells, and basically his name was Zachary. He has no relation to computers or anything. He doesn't know computers at all. Anyways, but basically just a bunch of people who didn't know what they were doing or what they were playing with, basically playing around with a bunch of things that were very dangerous and shouldn't be played around with by teenagers. And basically, there's a house, and it was a Japanese or Chinese house, and used to be a big old mine or whatever. Used to be owned by the Robinsons or whatever. Robinson's Crusoe, Robinson, whatever. Which is just probably another person that stole from somebody else and killed a bunch of other people. And just basically it's a big long line of killed people who killed other people and basically lived in their houses. That's all it really is. From the Germans probably built it, or Germany somewhere, and then some black guy named Adolf Hitler hit her. Basically went around and basically used his big muscles and some steroids to hit a bunch of people. And then a bunch of kids came along and found the starlight cells and used them to kill a bunch of people. And then a bunch of people built a bunch of houses and fixed up a bunch of other stuff for some other people who really were just embezzling or basically just printing money or just using a computer to edit the account numbers. So it looked like they were rich, but they weren't rich. And just a bunch of people also worked for these people. And and so everyone from fake Kennedy, who had actually died in 1920, the whole family, to Nixon, who was really that psychotic and powerful, or whatever, just that psychotic, whatever, would chop off arms, to Zachary, who found some starlight shells and thought it'd be a cool idea to use it in front of his friends at a party, and basically killed everyone at the party. To them, then he thought he was going to be in trouble, and somebody was like, no, we're going to give you a medal. Because, I mean, they found an easy way to kill a bunch of people that didn't know they were going to die. Because it's not fired directly at a person. It's just fired. If it even passes a person, it kills them. So, anyway, and he found a couple hundred rounds inside the thing. They don't know how to make more or something like that. So they just went around killing a bunch of people and doing a bunch of things. And basically just killed a bunch of people. And their parents, possibly. Anyway, yeah, and it's basically just a bunch of people who killed a bunch of people who then moved into their house, then hired a bunch of other people who had no idea what was going on, and basically built a lot of nice stuff, and basically a bunch of other people, and then there's a bunch of drug dealers and a bunch of other people who are psychotic, killing a bunch of people, and just basically a long line of killing. And then eventually one of them or someone decides to try and find the real Lucifer, whose property they used to kill a bunch of people. But they can't look me at they try and look up my name L and or they're like it's LSE. At first they think it's an E, but then later on they finally figure out that's an L, and then they start looking up L's and they can't really find me. And they can't really find anything that much about me. And anyway, and they don't know what anything means. So anyway, they search the internet, they search the computers, they search phone books, they search everything, and they really can't find any information on me, really. They finally come across the LSF, basically, and they also find the LSF flyers, -A, and they really have no idea what's going on, really, because all the people that did know what was going on are dead. So they really don't know where I am. They don't know anything about me. Rodney is all psycho. So is Rick Bush, a bunch of other psycho people, a bunch of people on cocaine, and a bunch of other people. And there's some Germans around that kind of know what's going on, and a bunch of Chinese that kind of know what's going on. But nobody really knows what's going on. So anyway, some people in the future know what's going on, or some other people on other planets know what's going on because they've seen my ship and they know me. So anyway, a bunch of things go on, and then a lot of other people are like, well, we've killed everyone else, let's kill him too. and a lot of other stuff. And they're trying to kill me, and they would kill me if they knew where I was, but they don't really know where I am. Except for a couple of other people named Rodney and Rosalie and Rick Bush and some other people who may actually know where I am. But my name's Brian. Um, anyway, so, and Brian really isn't an L or an E. So a lot of other people don't really think it's really an E or something like that. And then besides, I'm supposed to be blonde haired and blue eyed. Anyway, eventually they probably a photograph of me from some poor Chinese lady who loved me and adored me and knew that I was the creator of humanity and basically a lot of other things. Poor lady, she died holding the picture of me. Like a lot of people love me very very much because I was their creator and I was the one that did all this around the earth and had led humanity into lots of great wonderness and everything else. So a lot of people really adored me very much and loved me and loved me like I was their everything because I was. I was the one that helped them have food. I was the one that helped them have clothes. I was the one that helped them have everything. So anyway, and then there's a bunch of other people that really didn't care. Anyway, though, but this is my planet and that's my star that's in the middle of the galaxy. And a bunch of people were really psycho and cruel and mean and started torturing people at some point in time. No relation to me or anything else like that. And then eventually they start torturing other life forms on other planets. And basically, they're really bad. And basically, a bunch of people don't really know what's going on. Anyway, but all the metal came from basically my inventions and my ideas. Anyway, and a lot of people don't really know that, though. So anyway, yeah, a lot of high-end metallurgy and basically a lot of schools, and basically this place pretty much rocks on without anybody knowing anything. And a bunch of people flying airplanes, a bunch of other people are shooting, and basically it's chaos pretty much for a long time, and people just don't really know what to do. So they kind of pick up where they left off or something like that or something. And it's really just a sad story of basically a bunch of people who don't know who their leader is or who their creator was, or who is actually protecting them or saved them or let them be free. So anyway, and I don't really care. I put a bullet in my head myself. I don't give a fuck, especially after all the dead people or all the people that died. But yeah. Anyway, and a bunch of other pieces of shit put their names, put their pictures on buildings and all kinds of other stuff, and they don't really know what's going on either, more than they knew something about some people that died and whatever. And mostly it's just a bunch of lies and a bunch of getting people to get together, and basically it's a bunch of raping women and stuff, and a bunch of drugs, and a bunch of other craziness, and a bunch of people who really can't pull it together to do anything at all, and a bunch of people. So they pull some guns on other people, and they basically just go around with guns and force people to do stuff and then shoot them or pay them money that doesn't really exist, you know. And basically it's just a bunch of pretty much fake people, like wearing clothes, flying jets that they can't afford and really don't own. More than we can make so many that a lot of people can have them. So, and everybody wants my inventions and my ideas, so. Anyway, and I'm galactically and all that other stuff, and basically it's just a bunch of people. Anyway, whatever. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. But, yeah, and it's a bunch of people pretending to be Ford and all that other stuff, and it's like, well, whatever. But anyway, I'm 100 trillion years old. A bunch of other people. Anyway. And at some point in time, there's a bunch of death and destruction where they shoot the people that had the money or something like that. And then eventually, just a bunch of craziness and stupidity. I don't really care. I mean, it's like a bunch of people that pretend to be something or something, and a bunch of people who shoot some other people that were something. And a bunch of people that basically just pick up or whatever. And it's like, well, a bunch of people that are crazy. Anyway. Basically, yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I wish I was dead. There's a whole bunch of years of basically, people wanted to do something for me, and then people who wanted to pay me homage, and then a bunch of people who killed a bunch of people. And a bunch of people that figured I'm just one more person and to kill me. And they've been trying to kill me for 40 years. So, they knew where I was, but they didn't. So, anyway. And then a bunch of other people doing drugs and running around, trying to change laws or just trying to shoot people. And basically their only power source was basically they had a pistol. And they could shoot people. And that was how powerful they were. that they would shoot anyone in the back or shoot anyone in the head. So